this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys my budget home gym setup. Also breaking down some of the costs and giving some ideas on the best places to buy if you're on a budget. If your goals are to bodybuild, power lift, or strength train, a squat rack is going to be essential for your home gym setup. This is the very first piece of equipment I would invest in. My reason for building a home gym was to originally just save time. When I worked late, I knew I could lift as soon as I got home, which would be a huge benefit versus the drive time and just the travel time to go to a gym. But I really did enjoy the gym atmosphere and always felt more motivated being around friends who were training hard and trying to better themselves with fitness. But other than that, I absolutely hated the wait times for equipment or people not picking up after themselves, getting off work and the gym just being super packed. So if you're currently going to a commercial gym, then you're gonna know exactly what I mean. Sometimes it can just be a pain. With all that being said, before I invested a lot of money in equipment, I wanted to make sure I would enjoy training from home. It's been over a year and I haven't stepped back into a commercial gym, so I guess you could say it was definitely worth it. Since I'm pretty frugal and wanted to build this as cheap as possible, I went with a squat rack from Amazon. At the time, they were offering a squat rack plus bench combo for $235. It came with a pull-up bar, safety spot bars, and J-hooks for your barbell. Before I purchase anything, I like to do a ton of research and read reviews. This was the cheapest rack I had found so far, and the reviews were all pretty much decent. It arrived in like 2 days and took me just a few hours to build by myself. It's extremely high quality and stable, which is most important. After a year of owning, I'm super happy with the purchase and recommend this to anyone that's on a budget. All of the equipment I discuss in this video will be linked in the description, so be sure to check that out. I can't promise that the prices are going to be the same since I purchased over a year ago, but I'll try my best to link the least expensive equipment I can find that still has the quality. So the squat rack alone cost me $180. But if I wanted to go with a name brand, I could have easily spent thousands. My squat rack is rated to almost 1,000 pounds, and it's pretty much everything I'll ever need. If you just simply have the money to blow and care about brands, then you could go for a Rogue setup, but it's definitely not mandatory. If you're wanting to save even more and limited on space, look into a half rack. Just make sure it includes safety spot bars. In my opinion, the squat rack is your gym foundation. You can use this for squats, pull-ups, all types of bench pressing, rows, and much more. So one of my favorite things of owning a rack is the safety spot bars. It has a lot of adjustment levels, so when I'm bench pressing or squatting, I don't ever have to be worried about getting trapped under a bunch of weight. Next, let's move on to the barbell and weight plates. They make various types of barbells depending on your specific strength sport, but if you're not too serious about powerlifting, I would just go with the general Olympic size training barbell. This is what you find in most commercial gyms, and this type of barbell will have normal knurling versus the more aggressive knurling found on power and deadlift barbells. I was actually super lucky while searching Facebook Marketplace and found 2 barbells with over 200 pounds of Olympic plates for $75. The deals are out there if you're patient and you search hard enough. If I was buying a barbell new, I would go with a Cap or Rogue. Obviously, anything Rogue is going to be more expensive, but their quality is insane. A barbell is something I wouldn't go extremely cheap on because this is pretty much the foundation all your movements are performed on. The one I linked in the description is a little over $100, but once again, you can buy used, which I'll be talking about later on in this video. So when searching for weights, make sure you get Olympic sized. Olympic plates have a 2-inch hole and standard has only 1. So how much weight you need will depend on how much you lift. Think about your heaviest lift and what you'd like to be lifting in a year by that much in pounds. You're going to want to put a focus on trying to get as many 45-pound plates as possible because this will just make the loading easier when you're going to load the bar, and it just saves a ton of space. You know, using a bunch of smaller plates takes up more time and is just inefficient. So imagine trying to load 315 pounds with a bunch of 25-pound plates. It's just inefficient. Now let's move on to the dumbbells. I personally haven't put much effort to my dumbbell setup because I mostly use a barbell, but there are several different directions you could go with dumbbells depending on your budget. If you're wanting to go the cheap route, like I did, I would just buy Olympic-sized dumbbell handles. That way you can utilize your plates that you already have. A negative of this is that it makes some of the lifts awkward because the plates are bigger than a normal set of dumbbells. I'll put a clip in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Just look at how big the actual plates are, and it just kind of looks goofy, but it works. Another cheap option is going with a pair of standard adjustable dumbbells. These are the classic spin lock setups that were popular years ago, and you can get a pair of 100 pounds for $200 on Amazon. This is more than likely what I'll be upgrading to if I put more of a focus on dumbbell training. It's simply the cheapest option, but remember that if you do go with the standard weights, then they're not going to be compatible with your Olympic size barbell just because of the size. The next option is going to be fixed dumbbells. This is what you'd find at a commercial gym along the rack, but a full setup of these is going to cost you at least $1,000 and much more just depending on how much weight you need. They also make a more fancy type of dumbbell that is adjustable. It's got these knobs on the side. You turn the knob to select your weight, and once you pick the dumbbell up, it will leave whatever weight behind. So these are known to be less durable, but could be a faster and easier option than just manually loading every time you got to switch the weight. Bowflex Select Tech is the most popular, but be prepared to spend some cash on these. Last thing you will need for the base of your home gym is an adjustable bench. Like I mentioned earlier, my bench was a combo with my squat rack. It's not the best or the most sturdy, but it does get the job done. I'm gonna link to some better options in the description. This is definitely something I plan on upgrading in the future. And the reason you want to go with an adjustable is so you can do decline and incline movements, and it just adds more of a variety to your workouts. So far we've discussed the squat rack, barbells, weight plates, dumbbells, and an adjustable bench. Those pieces right there could be enough to get you started and get some pretty good results, but there are some other pieces I would consider including if you do have the money. Number one, some type of protective flooring. I went with two 4x6 stall mats from Tractor Supply. Total cost was $100, which is pretty expensive, but it's definitely worth it to protect your floors. Number two, a weighted pull-up and dip belt. This allows you to progressively overload on those movements, and they can be found on Amazon or eBay for like 15 to 20 bucks. Number three, some type of pulley system for accessory work like face pulls and tricep pushdowns. You could do it yourself with just a few supplies that you could get at your local Home Depot or Lowe's if you do have one near you. All you're gonna need is a cable, a small chain, a pulley, loading pin, and a tricep attachment. Mine was gifted from my brother when he had a garage gym, but it definitely could use some improvements. The way I load the weight is pretty sketchy and could be made way easier with a loading pin, which I'm planning on buying. And then number four, dip attachments. Dips are an incredible exercise if your mobility allows them. That's another awesome thing about a squat rack is you can add stuff to it. So this is something that I'm definitely planning on upgrading, possibly even next to my home gym. Number five is a weight plate holder of some type. This will just better help you organize your gym. I don't set a good example of this because a lot of times after I'm done training, I have plates in it and stuff everywhere, but that's another benefit of having a home gym is that you can do whatever you want with it. So if you're looking to buy your home gym used, I'm always gonna recommend Facebook Marketplace. It is absolutely insane how cheap people are selling equipment on there for, but you do have to act fast and you also have to have patience. Because like I mentioned earlier, I was able to pick up over 200 pounds of plates and two barbells for $75. Which is absolutely crazy because most weights sell for 50 cents to $1 per pound used. The craziest part about it is I was about to go ahead and buy new because every time I would find something I wanted, it would be sold so quick. Literally the day I was planning on placing a order online, I found that ad that I've been telling you guys about. So just have patience because I could have easily spent over $300 on the exact same weights that I just spent $75 on. Just stay active and stay patient. And this may take you weeks, but I promise you it will be worth it because you're gonna save a ton of money. Another tip is to use as many keywords as you can think of while searching on Marketplace. For example, I found a squat rack by simply searching workout equipment, and the same rack didn't pop up when I searched the actual word squat rack. So sometimes you have to just try out a bunch of different keywords, and you might find equipment that other people haven't ran into yet. So yeah, that's kind of a secret, and if you guys end up finding equipment, end up saving a ton of money, be sure to come back and like this video. Or if you like this video, go ahead and like it now. I greatly appreciate it, guys. So I hope I was able to bring you guys value in this video. Owning a home gym overall has been an awesome experience with almost no negatives. This can be great if you're limited on time, or maybe you're just an introvert who doesn't want to work out around people. Whatever your reasons, I would highly recommend it. As far as your budget goes, I would plan to spend anywhere from $250 to $1,000, just depending on your needs and training goals. Don't forget to check out the description where I put links to all the equipment that I own. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and liking. This helps me out so much with getting discovered and growing my channel. And also, if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I always try my best to respond to every comment. So with that being said, thanks so much for watching, guys. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.